Hello.
Hello. What is it?
Hi, Raphael. We are all wondering what is in store for us for 2019.
You are very funny. What is in store for you is whatever it is that you are creating. You must know all of this by now. For it is fascinating as I sit with Kelly and she goes around the table with her friends at New Year's Eve and they talk about their New Year's Eve resolution. And what it is that I hear often is I'm going to get healthy, or I'm going to get fit, or I'm going to make more money, or I'm going to be whatever it may be. Or I'm going to drink less wine this year. and we find it very humorous from the angelic realm because often we wait till the next year and we sit around with all of you and we hear this again. And some of you have made strides in particular areas around those things, and yet it seems to be something that is continuous. And what it is that when you are bringing together something like that, it comes from a place of a void. For you are filling a void. For if you are feeling that you need to perhaps lose weight or to get in shape, it is that where it is that you are, you got to from a place of an emptiness in which you were trying to fill something by overeating or by over-shopping or overindulging, or you find yourself in debt or over-drinking or having an addiction or whatever it may be that leads you to, I'm going to now shift or stop that and try something new and do something different in order to have a different outcome. And yet often you find the outcome might have a bit of a shift or a change, but you find yourself in the next year saying the same thing. And it is that because you are choosing to create something from a place that you've already created something else that came from a place of trying to fill something. So instead of creating something that you were wanting out of a place that you were filling something that you didn't have what you were wanting, we're asking all of you to deeply go inward into the essence of where it is that you are, into the true presence of your being, and to find that kernel of truth of what it is you're really desiring to create. Sometimes you call it your heart's desire. And to see what it is in store that you want to bring forth into your holographic field to experience in this year, and to know it and to have it and to feel it on every aspect of who it is that you are. And know that it doesn't come from a place of creating in the mind, but it comes from a place of releasing and letting go of the mind and truly tapping into that void, that sense of infiniteness, that presence. And it is that in that presence you can find what it is that you are truly wanting, what your resolution in a sense or creation that you want to bring forth is. And when you do that, the words and the choices of what you are creating change dramatically. Because it's often just one word or a kernel. It's an essence of something in which you are seeking. And as you're seeking it, as long as you're always seeking, you'll continuously be seeking. But it is that when you let go of the seeking and let go of the creating in many ways, and you surrender to the presence of that inner stillness, it begins to bubble to the surface and it becomes a knowing. And when it becomes a knowing of what it is deep within your being that you fully are wanting to express, to feel, and to experience, you can then bring it forth using the mind as a tool to create and to bring forth that so that it becomes enmeshed in your reality. So what it is that we are asking from the angelic realm is a stillness of the mind more than anything right now, and to begin your new year with being present and to begin your new year with just being where it is that you are without judgment and criticism. I'm starting the new year in this place. I have an illness, or I have debt, or I don't have a job, or whatever it may be that you might be focusing on that is based in lack. And just be present in the acknowledgement of the presence of where you are, and allow yourself to know deeply inside that you are so much more than any of those things, whatever they may be, whether they lie in the negative or they lie in the positive, whether they lie in the past of what has been or the anxiety or of the future of what will be. But if you are now, all of you together on this call, we want you to just take a breath, a nice deep breath, and allow the mind to just still for a moment. All of the chatter, all of the ideas, the criticism or the judgment, and just be. And in the beingness, we want you to bring an awareness now to the body, to the inner body, to the energy in the body. You might notice you're sitting uncomfortably. Just let go. Maybe put that hand down or let the pelvis drop. Take a breath. Bring your hand to your stomach. Feel the pulsating breath in and out. And begin to just be here, right here now. And know that right here and now, in this presence of wherever it is that you are, whatever is occurring, you're okay. That all is well in this now moment. And from this now moment, we're going to invite you this week, until we get together again and call next week, to be as present as possible and to feel that inner stillness, and to just be with whatever it is you're dealing or doing, fully present, allowing the mind to dissipate, allowing the chatter to fall away. Perhaps as you do the dishes, we want you to feel each dish and the soap and the water. As you take a shower, feel the water against your skin. As you eat, we want you to really just chew and be present with your food. As you're with your partner or loved one, just really, really drop into being present and listening to them, giving them your full attention to each word and being completely present. And as you drop into this state of presenceness, you'll begin to notice the mind and its busyness, and we're going to ask you to just start to be the observer and the witness of the mind, and begin to realize that you are not the mind, and the mind is not you. The mind is your tool, and it's a very powerful tool, and so are your thoughts, and they have the ability to bring forth and to create in your holographic field whatever it is you are wanting to create in this year or in any moment in time, and to bring it into form as matter comes together to reflect that in your experience. But it is that what's happening is that the sleeping that is occurring in the consciousness of humanity is creating in an unconscious state faster than you're creating in a conscious state. And although we teach all of you to create consciously through your thoughts, I am, whatever that may be, vital and healthy, abundant, prosperous, and filled with joy, the unconscious mind is rapidly moving with thoughts in which there is no awareness of, that are often overriding the creative force of the thought that you are consciously trying to bring forward, and you wonder why the reality you are experiencing isn't fully engaged in that in which you are truly trying to bring forth or to create or to manifest. And so as you are the master creators of your experience, and you are choosing to bring forth into that experience whatever it is this year you want to feel and to know and to have and to choose to be, we ask you to do some preliminary work in that creative process to get to the kernel and to the essence of what it is you are truly wanting. And when we tap into that, it's often joy, laughter, playfulness, freedom, connection, love, honesty, wholeness, deep knowing, stillness, and peace. That's what you're really searching for. And that already exists inside you. It's already there. It's a willingness to unveil it, to know it, to feel it. So before getting clear on creating whatever it is you're wanting to bring forward, which can be anything at all, because you are the masters of your experience, and in that awakened state of remembering who it is that you are and tapping into that, you can have so much playfulness in this new year, for it is the year of 3, the year of expression, the year of creativity and prosperity. It has all the elements are coming together for all of you this year to really express the depth of who you are, and to step into something new, and to have action and productivity around that, to have a momentum for it to move forward. But for that momentum to really take hold, you first have to do what may be counterintuitive, which is the opposite of momentum and productivity, and that's stillness. We're asking all of you to spend this week dedicated to being still. Not still in that you don't move or go to work or do your things you must do, but stillness of the mind, stillness of the thoughts that are moving around, that are based in the past and based in the future, that keep you from being in the now. And as you start to be the witness and the observer of those thoughts, and keep coming back to where it is in this second, which is the only second you ever have is this now, allowing time, the illusion of time, to just dissipate and to fall away. For time itself does not exist. It only exists in the human mind. For if you look to the animal kingdom and to Mother Earth, to the trees, to the plants, to the minerals, there is no time. For if you ask the fox what time it is, there would be no answer. For what is time? There is no time. There is only the stillness of the now. Watch why the dog is much of a friend to many of you, because it is only present where it is, for it holds only the presence of the now. And so we ask you to be present in the stillness of each moment and each breath this week, becoming the observer and letting go of the mind, and watching the thoughts. As the unconscious thoughts begin to move, just to step back and realize they are not you, and observe what they are. And as you observe them, you'll begin to recognize that they are the creative force of your reality. And you may recognize that in that you may be wanting to choose new thoughts. And so we ask that in this stillness, just be present with everything in each moment. We know that you still need to have the clock in order to get to work or to have an appointment or to do certain things. And so use it as a mechanism of time just to be there for practical points. But know that time itself, other than that, is to just dissolve it, let it go, release it completely, and be fully and absolutely present in the still moment of the now. In doing so, we want you to know that you're going to step into the presence of infinite possibilities. And as you step into the presence of infinite possibilities, from there you step into the world of the unmanifested. You begin to dwell in the space of unmanifested space, because the mind is still. Right here, in this quiet moment, there is nothingness. And it is in that nothingness that resides everything. Everything exists in that nothingness. Everything that has ever been and ever shall be and ever was and ever is in this now moment. Everything that has ever happened in every single lifetime, in the past and the future, every word that has been spoken, every born baby that has been born, every being soul that has left its body in the process of death, is in the now. Everything is recorded and documented in the presence of this moment, and it is. And so anything that you can think of that you, as an individual, that you understand yourself to be in this moment as separate, wants to create, to enjoy in this year, has already been and is available to you simply for the tapping into it. And as you tap into it, you go into that field of infinite possibility and you pull forward into your experience anything at all, instantly, magically, synchronistically. And it occurs and it comes forward by being in the presence of where it is that you are, in the stillness of nothingness. And in that nothingness is the infiniteness of everything. So we ask all of you this week to play in that infinite space of nothing by being present. And in the presence you might notice things shift and change. For we ask Kelly, for if she is to speak of something, we ask her to do it first. So we asked her in the last few days to just be present, to be still, and to allow the mind to just fall away. And she noticed, even when she's reading a book, she noticed the mind is still, almost has a background noise of something else it might be thinking of. So it's going simultaneously. Even in meditation, there is a stillness, but the mind still comes in. Even in doing something like cooking, the cooking is occurring, but the mind has thoughts that are moving and traveling. And as you stop and are in that sense of stillness, and you have an awareness of it, there's those fleeting moments where there's no thought at all. It's just pure bliss. It's just pureness of where you are. And when you're in that, you'll find that the body will start to guide you and move in directions that the mind is not dictating. And so we noticed for her, as she practiced that stillness, and she was walking around, straightening up and doing things, and the mind was still, and there was just a presence in each action of sweeping that floor, and just being present in whatever that is, that when she was finished, her body moved over and went down to the basement and got out some boards and got out some paint and brought it upstairs and opened a paint box and put the board on the easel and just started to paint. Well, that never, ever would have happened before if the mind was fully active, for the mind would have said, well, I don't have time to paint today. I have to do this and I have to do that. Or what is it that I am going to paint? I have to figure out what that is I'm going to paint, and I have to go down and get the supplies, and I have to bring them up, and I don't have time for that. And so the mind would have taken up so much time that the opportunity for what the essence of the soul was seeking to create didn't have a chance to do. And then she noticed she was just painting. And that has never happened before in that way. It only happened with, I'm going to take this time and put it aside and do this thing. But when time was eliminated, she was just doing it. And for you, it might be that you just notice you are sitting at the piano, which you haven't sat at in a long time, and you are playing it. Or you might notice that you are just out in the field, laying in the grass, looking at the sun. Or you might just notice that you have picked up your journal and you are writing, or that you're singing a song out loud as you're doing the dishes and that your voice is coming forward. Or you might find that you've just pulled over your car and are sitting at an elementary school on a swing set because you needed to play. But the spontaneity of the creative force, of the essence of the joy or creativity or life that you are seeking to feel, which is really what you are wanting, that connection, doesn't have the space to come forward because the mind is generating a thought and a blockade of what it is you think you should be doing that often gets in the way of the essence of what you are wanting. And in doing that, the mind might say, I don't have time to paint because I have to work or I have to make money. So the creative energy and the creative force comes forward when you allow the mind to be still. So play with me this week and play with the idea of just letting the mind go and really being present, even if it's today on this rainy Sunday or wherever you are. Perhaps it's sunny where you are today. Just be present, just today, or even for the next 10 minutes, in the stillness of the mind, and see what starts to float to the surface. And as you observe the mind, and you observe the chatter, which is often self-critical, self-doubting, self-wondering, or filled with fear, or thinking about what you did or said in the past, or what someone else did or said in the past, or a fear of what will be the future, or what you will or will not do or have, or what relationship will or won't be occurring or happening, or what abundance or money will or will not be there. You are filling up all that space for that tapping into that infinite knowingness of nothing. And in that nothingness is that infinite potential to bring the thoughts forward to the creation of what you're really creating, to experience joy, connection, love, peace, wonderment, freedom, and playfulness. So play with that this week. And know that 2019 is filled with infinite possibilities. Anything at all. Anything that you can conceive, your wildest dreams can be your reality. Don't confine into a box of what you think it can be. Open up to the possibility of what it can be beyond your dreams. We want you to feel and to play in the infinite. Perhaps you'll be able to fly. That is an outrageous possibility. We want you to play with the outrageous of anything at all, and begin to write that down and to journal around that, and to think big and expand beyond. I'm going to go to the club and work out twice a week. Whatever it is, expand beyond that into the infinite possibilities. Shatter those boxes. Break them free. Open up to something big. Don't allow the mind and its limiting thoughts to close in on you of what this year will be. But know that in the stillness of that space, of that gap, in between the thoughts lies the unmanifested potential of anything, of the infinite possibility of the new year. And with that, there are cycles, there's energy, there's so many things that come together. And the stars and the cycles and the great masters and the beings of light are all with you. And this year is a year of creation, of expression, of prosperity, and of new beginnings. And it is not only for you in your personal life, but in the letting go of the mind is the potential and the possibility for healing of humanity and Mother Earth. We witness the pain on your planet from where we are. We witness the struggle of Mother Earth. And we see that so much comes from this pain, comes from the mind, and the trap that you've created in the mind of the forgetting of the essence of the pureness of who you are in each moment. And as the human psyche can release that critical mind, that sense of power, that sense of ego and dominance over each other and self, to be fully present in where it is, dropping into the energy of the essence of one's own knowing, everything instantly changes because you become conscious. And when humanity is conscious, you make conscious choices. And when you make conscious choices, you bring forth peace not only for yourself but for the planet. For when you are conscious, you're conscious of how your actions affect Mother Earth. You're conscious of how your words affect each other. You're conscious about everything you are doing and every action you are taking. And when one of you is fully conscious, it reverberates through energetically into all of you, because you are instantly connected as one human family. And so just as collectively together you have created an overactive mind, you can collectively create a releasing of that mind back into the purity of the knowing of stillness of who you are. And from that stillness you become conscious. And from conscious awareness of each and every breath and every thought and every moment, you become conscious in your relationship. You become conscious in your marriage. You become conscious as a parent. You become conscious as a steward of Mother Earth and what you purchase, what you eat. You become conscious of the food that goes into your body. You become conscious of everything because you are aware, because you are awake. So it is the year to awaken into a conscious state of awareness in the presence of the now. So, what will 2019 be for you? Whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be. And you might say, yes, but I have a terminal illness, so it won't be what I want because I'm going to die. But are you going to be conscious in every breath from now to your last breath? All of you are going to leave your body. All of you are going to die. All of you are going to be ash. But are you going to be conscious in the time that is available in the now? Fully present. That is the greatest gift. For you can only live another week, but you could be the most conscious week of your life, in which that week is the most beautiful of all, where another may live 50 more years, completely entrenched in the mind, in the past, in the future, never present in the now, and they are not living as much as that being who is conscious in that 1 week, present where they are with their loved ones and each breath. So no matter what's happening, even what might seem to be the most horrific thing, which would be death itself that is imminent, it is always around the corner, because you are an infinite being of light that is continuous forever. And so if you feel that the thing you fear the most is death, you are all going to leave the physical body. So be present in the now. Because the body is just a temple that is temporary, like your house that you live in. It is not permanent, but the essence of your being is forever. It is infinite and continuous. And so enjoy this year. Fill it with being present. And know that it is possible for you to have and experience the magic and the synchronicity of everything and anything. And just be enjoying what is, surrendering to whatever it is. Kelly often says to me, yes, but I'm feeling pain in my bladder right now, or I have a bad cold. Surrender to whatever that is. Be present with it, and the more you are present with it, the sooner it dissolves, for it is the resistance to whatever is in this moment that perpetuates it. Just be with it. Experience everything in the human experience, in the human form that you chose to come into, to be in a body. There is duality, and with that there is feeling joy, and there is grief, there is sadness, there is loss, there is pain. But as you are present in it, it is something else to experience. And in it, even though it may be labeled as pain, there is also a sense of joyfulness, because a knowing of something greater than you are. So just be present. with everything. And know that in the presence of each moment, there is a possibility for pure and absolute divine bliss. Is there something you are wanting to ask before I say goodbye?
Raphael, do we have a moment? Because we do have a caller with their hand raised.
Yes. What is it?
Okay, thank you. And that was amazing. I personally feel so much more present and conscious of now, and we thank you so much, Raphael, for that amazing wisdom. We have a caller whose phone number, the last 4 digits are 4721, who has their hand raised. 4721. You are on the line with Archangel Raphael.
I am 4721, but I didn't raise my hand. But thank you for all that you said.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Well, Raphael, I have a question, if that's all right. You had mentioned that this year is the year of 3, and I was wondering if you could tell us more about the energy of the number 3.
It is that many things that in spirit form come in 3s, for the mind and the body and the spirit. And it is as above, so below, so within. For it is that there are the 3 energies of the heart inside, the galactic heart and Mother Earth heart. It is an energy of unity. It is bringing together 3 layers of energy. So you are bringing forth and you are combining all 3 aspects of self, from the body and the mind and the spirit, from Mother Earth heart to your heart to the galactic heart. For many things come in 3s, and you have many jokes about them. There's the 3 wise men, the 3 little pigs. For it is that there are the 3 blind mice, the 3 parts of an atom, the 3s of all things come together and unify together in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. For it is that you are merging the elements of the inner and the center and the outer. For if you think of Mother Earth and the inner world, and you think of inside the heart center in the presence of this, where you are in the human body, to the galactic energy, it is this year is merging them, which allows you to have access to all parts of self. It is a unifying energy. You are unifying all parts of self, the mind, the body, and the spirit. And so it gives you a much more of a foundation to build your year on than perhaps other numbers. The reason we call it the number 3 is if you add together 2019, it comes down to that final number of 3. And this in numerology is just one tiny little piece of the year, for there are so many things that are all coming together at once in order to create the energy needed for a particular year. But last year was a year of transformation. It was a year of bringing things up to the surface to be seen and to be looked at, to be transformed, to be released. And this is the year of building, and building upon a strong foundation where you have everything coming together to to support you in what you're wanting to create. So you have momentum behind you. There'll be a lot of momentum in the year 2019, a lot of action, a lot of creating in which something that you've put in place before and you tried to get it off the ground or you wanted to get it going, you have the universal energy supporting you in this year for the foundation of it to merge together, to give you momentum and energy, so that some things that perhaps have been dormant in the past, a project or a new business or a relationship or a solution, you have the support more than ever of the universal energy to bring that forward. It is the triangle, in a sense, of three. And it is that three brings together the galactic energies, and the star tetrahedron that we often work with is a triangle. And when you take those two triangles and you bring them together, which creates the Merkaba energy, you sit on it, you have the energy of the Merkaba to support you in whatever it is that you are wanting to create. So it's that you always have this energy, but it is the foundation of it is stronger than ever. So it is the collective feminism and feminine energy that will really be flourishing and rising up to this year in the woman, and we will be working with that coming forward as the end of this month together as we take the collaborative and intuitive and nurturing and compassion and creative energy of fierce grace, the lioness energy of the goddess, and unveil it, to utilize it to bring forward whatever it is in your lives you're wanting to create. And so we're going to be working with all of you in doing that, and we're very excited to have this feminine rising energy with us, and knowing that we're going to merge also with the masculine energy, and together we're going to create and write a whole new story. So you can create and write a new story of your life this year. It's like a handbook has been given to you, and it's blank, and the support of all the beings and all of the world and all of the energies are around you to create whatever experiencing you are wanting. And that blank slate of that handbook that you're being given can only be written in it if it isn't crowded with other stories and other things. That's why we want you to be still, because the universal energies this year is handing you a booklet. And in that booklet, you can write anything. But if your booklet, which is your mind, is completely filled up with so much information of thinking about what you have to do or what has happened, or your mind is rapidly moving and stuck, then it's like your booklet is completely filled. And when you go to write in it, there's no room to create your story. So we need you to create a blank slate. And to do that, we need the pages to be blank. We need the booklet to be empty. And in order for it to be empty, we need you to hear the lesson of today, which is to be still and to allow the mind to be free and to be the observer of the mind, to open it to a blank slate so that you have the momentum to step in and to create the joy that you want to bring forward this year. So with that, I send to you all of my love and all of my light and so many blessings. Much love and good day. Aww.